What's up, you guys, and welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. My name is Amanda Marie, and over here I love to discuss all things fragrance. So if you're someone that is interested in smelling good, maybe learning more about a fragrance, or maybe just updating or building your perfume collection, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to turn on your notification bells. That way you'll be notified each and every time I upload a video and you don't miss out. I do want to ask you guys a quick favor to make sure you have your notification bells turned on, because I have had a couple of people hit me up and tell me that they were not notified that my videos were live, even though their notification bells were on. So make sure when you click off this video, you just double check to make sure those bells are on. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Love y'all. Back in the day, I used to do these videos that were dedicated to perfume notes like oud, vanilla. I want to say I did rose. I did several of those videos. If I can find the time, I will put them in a playlist if I get the time. I can't make any promises, but I wanted to do something a little bit similar to that. And instead of talking about fall fragrances, which I feel like you guys are probably sick of that right now, honestly, I'm feeling a little bit like uncreative when it comes to the fall fragrances. I feel like I've made 3 videos about them already. I wanted to do something different, okay? So in today's video, we're going to be talking about ambers. Amber fragrances can really be worn any time of the year, but if you're like me, you may have a tendency to grab for your amber fragrances in the cooler months, okay? Because I know that's when I grab for mine, only because where I live is extremely hot. If I happen to wear an amber in the spring or summer, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be for an evening wear type of situation. It won't really be in the daytime, because amber fragrances have a tendency to be loud. They can be aromatic. They can smell sweet, warm, powdery, resinous. Like, they can be intense. So that's why I usually reserve mine for those cooler months, because I feel like it's more appropriate around that time of the year. Anyway, for me, just speaking for me, in a lot of amber fragrances, you will find notes like vanilla, patchouli, labdanum, styrax, benzoin. And I think styrax may be a synthetic note that comes off smelling a bit vanillic. I know benzoin is a resin that can come off smelling a bit vanillic as well. Ambers can also come off smelling a little spicy. They can smell and feel very rich. So that's why I say they're dense, they're heavy. Some ambers, in my opinion, can come off a little vintagey. So for me, I'm very particular when I'm purchasing an amber fragrance, because I don't want to smell vintage. Not that I have a problem with it, but I'm not there yet. Okay, let me just put it like that. Your girl, she's not there yet. I do have 5 fragrances that I feel like are really beautiful amber fragrances that just so happen to go well in the fall. You guys know I have an honorable mention as well. It's hard for me to just give y'all 5. Like, I got to give y'all 6. I'm not going to dwell on this fragrance, but I do want to mention it. And I feel like I'm somewhat on the fence with this fragrance. It has been on the chopping block a time or 2. Like, I'm not even going to lie to you. I keep saying every year when it gets cold that I'm going to pull it out, I'm going to wear it. And I never do. But this year, I have to do it, because if I'm not going to wear it, then I need to sell it, and, you know, hopefully it finds another home and somebody gives it some love. But we're going to see. So the fragrance that I'm talking about is Shalimar's Tonka Millésime. And this is what the bottle looks like. Don't really know how I feel about the Shalimar bottles. I think they are unique and different in their own way. They're classy, okay, and this is a Guerlain fragrance. And this fragrance is actually created in partnership with one of my favorite perfumers, Delphine Yelk. I am going to give her a little bit of a spray because it's been a while. And I know because it's been sitting, it probably has changed quite a bit. It may have gotten a little bit more heavier. Yeah. When I smell this, I get this powderiness from the iris. I do get this almost cherry-like nuance or accord from the almonds. I do get a roasted smell from this as well. And I get this heavy, rich accord from the amber. It is extremely warm. It's aromatic. There's some soft spice going on in here as well. It does give me slightly mature, slightly vintage, which could be the reason. It could be the reason. But I really need to just get it on my skin and wear it for a full day. I really do. This was a blind buy for me, and I'm pretty sure this fragrance was limited edition. I don't think you can find this anywhere unless you get it on a discount website, somewhere like Mercari, eBay. But let me just tell you right now, you're going to pay your hand over fist for this on eBay if you see it. I can imagine if it's on eBay, it's probably going for maybe about $500. Like, I'm just guessing, but I'm sure the price is up there, okay? But I don't know what it is. Maybe because it is slightly medicinal, and because I know this is Guerlain and I know the perfumer, I know her work. She's also the nose behind Vanille Planifolia Extrait 21 by Guerlain. So I feel like those two are very similar. The vanilla in here is almost giving me medicinal, which I do get that same medicinal feel in Vanille Planifolia. I really do. But I don't know. Like I said, I'm going to revisit it. I don't want to give up on it just yet. So I'm going to play with it. I'll circle back and let y'all know if she's still in the collection. We'll see. I feel very, very fortunate to have this next fragrance that I'm going to tell you guys about. I feel very fortunate to have it in my collection. To be honest with you, it was gifted to me by the brand. It's a fragrance that I've coveted and I've always loved from the first time I smelled it when I was sniffing Roja fragrances in Saks one day. And I knew that at the time I couldn't afford it. But the sales associate was nice enough and gave me a generous decant, and I've held on to it for dear life. This was probably about 2 years ago. And this year I was fortunate enough to be gifted. So thank you to Roja for gifting me this fragrance. This is Enigma. This, y'all, oh my goodness. The way I love this fragrance makes absolutely, hold on, I don't want to drop this bottle. Oh my goodness. The way I love this fragrance makes absolutely no sense. I love it. It is just, I'm telling you, it's been on my wish list for a long time. In this fragrance, you have bergamot, heliotrope, jasmine, neroli, geranium, rose, damae, vanilla, cognac, benzoin, tobacco, ginger, ambergris, cardamom, sandalwood, patchouli, and pepper. With all those notes that I just ran off to you guys, it sounds complicated. I know it does. I could just imagine some of you out there watching this video like, oh my God, it has a ton of notes. What does that smell like? You know, I'm going to tell you what it smells like. It smells like a dream. This fragrance has been sitting for a couple of months now, so it has had a change to transform, okay? I can smell the difference now. There's an obvious difference, okay? In the opening, I am getting this booziness. Okay, that's from the cognac. I am getting the tobacco notes. This fragrance is soft, spicy, very aromatic. It just projects like nobody's business, and it lasts forever. Okay, let me just put that in there before I forget. There's no issues with the performance when it comes to Enigma at all. I think what's creating that really soft spiciness that I'm getting is the ginger, but I'm getting the resins. This is rich. This is very, this is deep. Okay, it is rich. I'm getting the resins. I'm getting the benzoin. And oddly enough, as this dries down, this reminds me of cherry cola, like a cherry Coca-Cola. I don't know why. There's no cherries listed in here. I don't even think, like, there's no cherries listed in this fragrance. There's no almonds listed in this fragrance. But for some reason, this fragrance reminds me of Coca-Cola, cherry Coca-Cola to be exact. And I love it. Y'all remember a couple of years ago, everybody was checking for like a Coca-Cola scent. This is that. This is that. Now, I will say this leans masculine, okay? If you are the type of woman where you like your fragrances very feminine, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to like this. But if you are looking for this boozy, sweet, cherry Coca-Cola type of fragrance, then Enigma is for you. I also want to mention there's probably like 2 or 3 other variations of this fragrance. I think there's Creation E. I want to say there's Enigma Pour Homme, and this one is Enigma Parfum Cologne. Don't know what that means, but maybe it's sitting somewhere in the middle. I don't know if we're going on levels of intensity. I don't know, but this is so good. This is beautiful. One of the most prettiest sweet vanillic cherry Coca-Cola ambers that I have in my collection. It's just so good. So good. And man, it's not gonna be for everybody. It's just gonna be for the few. Okay, let me just put that out there. I would not recommend you blind buy this. I would recommend you sample this and wear it for probably about a good week or 2 if you can get a nice size decant and see if you fall in love with it. Because number 1, it's too pricey to be blind buying. And number 2, it's a little, I'm not going to say it's unique because I have smelled fragrances similar to this. But what I would say is that it's very different. Okay, it is very different. So I would not recommend blind buying this. But in my eyes, this is a 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. If you are a guy, highly recommend this fragrance. Again, this is Enigma Parfum Cologne by Roja. Okay, this next fragrance is actually a designer fragrance. Yes, believe it or not. And I rarely talk about designer fragrances on my channel. Not that I have a problem with designer fragrances. I just never smelled a designer fragrance that didn't come off, oh, I hate to use the word cheap. I love this one. This is called Stash by Sarah Jessica Parker. And this is another beautiful amber fragrance. And you guys know that this one was discontinued a while back, but for some reason they started popping up a lot last year. I bought mine off of Mercari, and then I started seeing them on Amazon. So I don't know, you might get lucky and, find you a bottle if you've been looking for Stash by Sarah Jessica Parker. I'm going to spray her a little bit. Now, truth be told, I actually enjoyed all of the food. Smell good. I actually enjoyed all of Sarah Jessica Parker releases. Okay, I want to buy me a bottle of Covet. Covet is just, if you smell Covet, thumbs up this video. Okay, It's different, not for everybody, but it is so good. So good and very unique. But back to Stash. As this is opening up, I get that grapefruit here. I get that sage, which kind of gives this a very like an aromatic, herbal, herbaceous type of feel to the fragrances. The sage is not taking over, so I wouldn't worry about that. But it does have this herbal kind of greenness to the fragrance. I am picking up on the woody notes here, that cedar. I'm getting that vetiver. I feel like I'm getting a little bit of musk, but that could be coming from the vetiver as well, because when I smell vetiver, it comes off kind of dry and musky to me. Not necessarily green or earthy, but dry, just a dryness, kind of accord to it. I am getting a resin here, a resinous type of feel, and usually that's what I get when I'm smelling an amber. Either I'm getting like a heavy vanillic accord, or I'm getting a resinous accord, which to some could translate to like an amber feel, a warm feel. That's what I get from this. A little spicy, could be a little smoky, also from the resins, from the olibanum, because resins can often smell a little smoky in my opinion. But I get that amber feel. Usually with ambers, I'm either going to get a rich, smoky feel, or I'm going to get a really heavy, vanillic feel. You know what? If I was blindfolded and I smelled this for the first time, I would not think celebrity fragrance. I would not. I really wouldn't. I would think it was an indie fragrance or some type of niche fragrance, because it smells very high end, very classy, almost sexy. Like, I wouldn't label this as sexy. I would say definitely more classy and sophisticated in my opinion. But some people would say it's sexy. I totally think a man could rock this as well. But yeah, this is one of my favorite celebrity fragrances. Beautiful, beautiful scent. Again, this is Stash by Sarah Jessica Parker. Before I move on, let me just say this. I've not tried any of the other Stash flankers, but if you have and you think we need to know about them, put it down in the comments below, okay? This next fragrance is probably one of my favorites from Tom Ford. This one is called Ébène Fumé. And this is from the Private Blend collection. I want to say I picked this one up during a Nordstrom fragrance event. Or did I use my Nordy points? I may have used my Nordy points. I think that's what I did, and got, a couple of dollars off of it. Definitely did not pay full price. And that's the thing. If you are in the market for a Tom Ford fragrance, I would highly recommend using your Nordy points. If you shop at Nordstrom, that's what I usually do anyway. Or I try to catch them when they're on sale, which is probably what I'm going to do, because I do want to buy Tom Ford's Lost Cherry. So I'm going to catch it when it's on sale. But back to Ébène Fumé. This is so good. This is incense, Palo Santo, black pepper, violet leaf, leather, ladamine, cade oil, papyrus, rose, resins, ebony tree, and guaiac wood. I am going to give this a bit of a spray, because this smells like money. I am 100% convinced at this point that anything that has ebony wood in it, I'm going to be a big fan. I'm already convinced. Like, I know if I see that note, baby, I'm automatically in love, and I haven't even smelled the doggone fragrance. I love ebony wood. It's just rich and sweet. I love it. But in this fragrance, this is incensey, okay? This is going to come off very masculine to a lot of people. It smells woody. It smells smoky. Ladamine, it looks like a flower, but it smells like a resin, like frankincense, okay? And when I say incense, I mean that in every sense of the word. If you burn incense in your home like frankincense, then that's the accord that is in Ébène Fumé. Very smoky, rich, okay, sophisticated, aromatic, baby. This will fill up a room so fast, you ain't even got to worry about it, okay? They're going to smell you. Yes, indeed. They're going to smell you coming a mile away. Yes, baby, this thing is loud. The projection on it, probably about a good 4 or 5 feet. Okay. The longevity is amazing. This, in my opinion, was well worth the coin. It was. And I think, oh God, I hate to say it. I'm not even going to tell y'all how much I spent on a 30 ml. Y'all ain't going to get that out of me. Y'all can go Google that. But, like, this is beautiful. I love it. One of my favorite ambery notes. Again, I would say this lean masculine. There's nothing feminine about this fragrance, in my opinion, at all whatsoever. This is one that I would wear in those cooler months. Okay. I mean, if the temperature drops low enough in the fall, I could pull this baby out. But I'm talking like coat, heavy coat. It's cold outside. You know, when you run into the car because it's so cold. Yeah, that type of cold. But it's beautiful, though. Beautiful. Again, one of my favorite fragrances by Tom Ford. This is Ébène Fumé. Okay, this next fragrance is from the house of Maison Francis Kurkdjian, and this is called Grand Soir from Maison Francis Kurkdjian. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I do sometimes find this fragrance a little difficult to wear. This is not a blind buy for me. This was intentionally bought. Like, I was in the store and smelled it and everything before I bought it. Let me just say, it is not an easy grab. I have to be very intentional when I wear this. This is another one where I feel like it has to be really cold outside for me to wear this one. And it does lean a bit masculine, even though I am not a stranger to masculine fragrances. I just sometimes find it a little difficult to wear. So I kind of hate that because I spent my coins, but we're going to get past that. I am determined to pick this fragrance up very often this fall and winter. Like, seriously, I'm going to get my money's worth out of this fragrance. But in this fragrance, you have Spanish labdamen orange. In the middle, you have lavender, Samayin benzoin. You have amber and vanilla, tonka, cedar, and musk in the base. We are going to give her a spray, or maybe I should say him, a spray, maybe one. No, you know what it is? Okay. Every time I smell it, I am quickly reminded of why I don't grab for this. It's the lavender. That's what it is. The lavender is very prominent in this fragrance, and it smells herbaceous, okay? Very herbal in this fragrance. And I can smell it right in the opening. I'm not a big fan of lavender. And it's crazy because now I see why I don't grab it. But I'm going to have to get over it. I really am. This fragrance reminds me of a fougere. It's a fragrance where when certain notes are combined, like the labdamen, the tonka, the resins, they call those like a fougere type of fragrance. Very mature, I think, very manly. I think this is something that a gentleman would totally enjoy. And then it's the lavender. It's the lavender. If the lavender wasn't here, the way I would grab for this would be crazy. Besides the lavender, I am pulling the citrus, that orange note in here, which really makes this fragrance very pretty. I'm getting the amber in here, like you can't miss it, along with that vanilla, very sweet, almost a little powdery too. maybe a little spicy, definitely warm. Again, another one I feel like when the temperature drops, is cold, that's when I would wear this. And every time I smell it, every time I talk to you, it's so funny because every time I talk to you guys about this fragrance, I say, I don't know why I never wear this. And it takes for me to smell it one time, and it's the freaking lavender. It's the lavender. But I can't get rid of it. Like, I'm not going to get rid of it. And here's why. I think it smells good. I think it smells pretty. Like, I'm going to have to get over that lavender. I'm just going to have to get over it because, again, it's my coins, okay? I paid full price for this. I need to get over that lavender real quick. But this is beautiful. If you're looking to gift your man, father, significant other, a birthday gift, Christmas gift, Father's Day gift, whatever the case may be, and they're into colognes, if they don't have Grand Soir, I would highly recommend this one because it is really beautiful. I'm not going to lie. I got to get over that lavender, though. I got to get over that lavender. This next fragrance that I'm going to talk about is from the House of Guerlain, and it's probably one of my more coveted fragrances. It's not one that I grab for a lot. Even though when you see this dent, you're going to be like, girl, you've been spraying the hell out of the fragrance. The dent is not that bad. Honestly, it's not. But this is Vanille Planifolia by Guerlain. And, this is one of the prettiest realistic vanillics that I have in my collection. And it's not going to be your typical gourmandish vanilla, not at all. This is a realistic vanilla, and real vanilla doesn't smell gourmandish. It doesn't smell like edible. No, ma'am, no, sir. In this fragrance, you have vanilla, spice, open ox, amber, and musk. I'm not going to spray it. As you guys can see, I put a nice little dent in this fragrance since I got it back in May or March. I'm not sure when I got it. One of the M months. I'm just going to spray one little spray for the sake of the video. This is pretty. Now, like I said a few minutes ago, when I was talking about the Tonka Millésime, Delphine Yelp is the perfumer behind that. She's also co-perfumer behind Vanille Planifolia. And like I said, I get something a little medicinal in the Tonka Millésime. I also get something medicinal in Vanille Planifolia as well. And for me, it does last throughout the duration of the dry down. I've worn this in public. Only one person who's not even a fragrance enthusiast said, "Do y'all smell like medicine?" And at that moment, I knew he was talking about my perfume because even I picked up on like this medicinal type of smell. This is extremely resinous because you got two type of resins in it. In my opinion, you have open ox and you have amber. I feel like amber is a form of a resin, so it's extremely resinous, extremely rich, and it kind of has this sweet, almost licorice type of smell, like star anise almost, but it's pretty. It is pretty. Now, if you're into those sweet edible vanillas and you've never smelled anything like this, not sure if you're gonna dig this, just being honest. But if you're someone that, if you're someone that's into warm, sweet, soft, spicy, incensey, resinous, smoky, earthy, grounded fragrances, I can see you liking this. I do want to say, I feel like it has this honey in it, but there's no honey listed, but I am getting honey from this fragrance. And it smells so realistic. The only thing I can chalk it up to is the fact that Guerlain they have their own beehives. These bees pollinate their garden. their own floral gardens, and they're scattered out throughout the world. And that's the only thing I can think of. And what's interesting is I get that honey note in a lot of these L'Art collection fragrances. Now, I didn't mention this, but these are from like their high-end private blend collections. But I get that honey note in pretty much all of them. All of them. I'm wondering if it's the bees or maybe it's a signature DNA in the fragrances. I don't know. But this is gorgeous. It is gorgeous. Now, when this runs out, will I be going out to buy me another bottle? No. No, man. No, man. Ain't even gonna tell y'all. Y'all can Google it. Google it. The answer is no. I'm going to enjoy this as long as I can. Y'all probably ain't seen a dent from me like this in a long time. And a lot of y'all probably won't even call this a dent. But I'm definitely going to pull this baby out when it get cold. Oh, yes. Soon as the temperature drop, oh, we going in, honey. We going in with the sprays again. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I'm wearing this, baby. I'm wearing it. Love it. Again, this is Vanille Planifolia Extrait 21 by Guerlain. Let me know in the comments, do you like amber as much as I do? I love amber. I think amber fragrances are like part of my top 5, right up there with gourmands, patchouli, and what else do I like? Musk. Love those. Y'all know I go crazy for a your skin but better type of smell, okay? Ambers are definitely up there at the top. I think they're just beautiful. I think every time I smell an amber-based fragrance, it just reminds me of a very classy lady, you know, someone that does tea, that travels and takes trips to the south of France, you know. She got money. Comment below what your favorite amber fragrance is. Also, let us know if you smelled any of the fragrances I mentioned in this video. Let us know what you think about them. If you're into fragrances, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button. Make sure you turn on your notification bells. That way you'll be notified each and every time I upload. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button on your way out. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you're having a fabulous day. And I hope you are smelling good doing it. I will see you in the next video. Bye.